because it's Big Pen to you, baby. Okay, not the little one. Y'all want to talk about Bridgerton season 3, episode 1? Let's do that. And I'm catching feelings, baby. What's up, beautiful people? It's Hershey Sunday, and I'm back with the scoop. How are you? Baby, it is here. She has finally arrived. Well, half of it. Bridgerton season 3, the first 4 episodes, hit Netflix like an hour ago. I am up at the booty crack of dawn. As you see, I'm feeling festive because of the occasion, honey. And I pulled my old nasty piece of Renaissance-esque, Victorian-esque dress that I wore to the ball. I'm going to probably sneak a picture in here. Wasn't that cute? Very much the diamond of the season. I wore this to the Bridgerton ball that they had in Chicago 2 years ago. Had a great time. You should see my little tiara. Very much with the occasion. And I wanted to come on here. I know it's the Booty Crack of Dawn, but I wanted to talk about episode 1 of season 3. Can we do that? Now, Shonda, I love you, girl. Love you real bad, okay? Me and you go back like faux flax on the Cadillac. But why you giving us these portion controlled seasonal drops? I know we all said on January the 1st that we gonna unbig our backs for real this year. And I guess you said, nah, baby, we gonna portion control these episodes. Y'all gonna get the first half now, first half later. It's giving very much watching the waistline. It's giving very much, no, you didn't have enough, this your second plate. And I understand, because we do be binge watching. However, let's talk about episode 1 of season 3. So it starts off being like, hey, welcome back. Okay, we back in the time. All of the heavy hitters have made their entrance. And on this episode, Francesca is being debuted into society. This is her, I forgot the original term, but this is her basically introduction into society as a young lady, such as myself. And she's kind of a different, all of the Bridgerton women are different in their own right. But baby, they all outside. First of all, before I put the cart before the horse, can we talk about how I felt when I saw a very beautiful, and I'm going to probably screenshot and put her here, beautiful black woman, plus size black woman, being featured as one of the beautiful women, in the scene. She also had a speaking part. It just touched my heart because, as we know, in this season, Penelope is front and center. This is about Colin and Penelope. And Penelope is a curvaceous girl. And as a fellow curvaceous girl, we all know, and you'll see in this episode we're going to discuss, we all know how it goes with a lot of us. Sometimes people have a very fickle, funny way of reacting to our voluptuousness. And I'll just leave it at that. Not all, and it's not everyone's experience, but it's a good majority of us. Okay. Anywho, that made me tear up because I love seeing us beautiful women of a particular stature being featured and not just seen as the help or the, whatever. So there's that. But honey, as they were making their way to Francesca's debut, in comes Colin. Now, as y'all know, Colin went out to his travels. He likes to been around the world and to roll all over the countries. And Colin, he was a cute kid. He was a cute kid, baby. He can't bike a man. He can't bike a full-grown man. And it is very apparent that he'd have learned a few things, okay? He'd have picked up a thing or two in his travels. Now, he came back with presents for the family. Very, very nice. You also see Anthony and Kate, and they're married, and they're the new Viscount and Viscountess. And honey, they having a good time. They just back off their honeymoon, and they having a good old time, honey. It was a scene in there. I said, y'all just, what's in your cup, okay, Folgers? That the best side of waking up is Folgers in your cup, but he had a little something else he was sipping on a little bit of cake. I was like, y'all just children watch. Well, I guess they shouldn't watch this, but I said, y'all just getting right to it, okay? Honey smacks, delicious, I guess. Anyway, showed them. Colin comes back very much fine. And even the brothers is like, what you been eating? Like, why you so thick? Like, when did you start just lifting weights? Did you do a stint in Sing Sing? Like, why you so beefed up? He like, oh, slight work, whatever. So then we go to the reveal or whatever, the ladies basically entrance into society where the queen has to name, or she usually names a diamond of the season. Baby, the queen is unimpressed by a lot of the women, and she's just like, I ain't naming nobody. Now, I don't know what got up in her wig, but shout out to the queen for that hairstyle. We're going to talk about it. She had her old nasty wrap with her natural hair out, and I loved it. It was towards the end. It was real good. But she was unimpressed. She was like, and her sidekick dude was like, you ain't going to name nobody. She was like, why? Why do I have to name anybody? Not right now. So then we go and we see Cressida and Eloise. They are chummy and ace boons. And Penelope has been away, for the summer. She came by to see them ace boons. And Eloise knows that Penelope is Lady Whistledown. So they ain't been on good terms. They ain't been speaking to each other. And Penelope is just kind of over it because her sisters has since gotten married. Remember, there was the whole debacle with, like, their father had died. The mama's relative or whomever, the dude was like a grifter. And so he was, basically, he was scheming, baby. It was a scheme that Ty set up because the dude was a grifter. I believe he ended up going to the Americas. It was something, I forgive me, can't remember the specifics, but it was a lot of foolery and messing up the church's money. So, shout out to Funky Dineva. So, their reputation is a little, I guess they got it. They got the coin back, but people ain't forgot, like, yeah, y'all was on some schemes. Be it as it may, it's a clause in there that whoever, one of the daughters have to produce a male heir in order for them to keep the stuff that they have and keep it in the family, whatever the estate is. Both of the other daughters, and they start with P's. I think it's like, what is it? Prudence and somebody else. Philippa, I think those are the names because they're all P's. They're married. They need to produce a son, one of them, and then they get the house and then they get the title and all that stuff. So Penelope is like, so I got to choose between a sister that's dumb and a sister that's mean. And the mama's like, oh, Pen, I take comfort knowing that you'll always be here to take care of me. A backhanded compliment because she ain't got no man yet. So Penelope was like, we finna change this up. Okay, we finna switch it, flip it and reverse it. And she was like, I'm not wearing no more yellow. She came in. It was a ball. I forgot whose ball it was. Was it Lady Danbury's ball? I think it was Lady Danbury's ball. But she told the modiste, like, hey, girl, put me up in an old nasty piece of gown that's not yellow. We gonna zhuzh it up, switch it up. So she ends up running into Colin. Now, this is before the ball. I'm sorry. She ends up running into Colin. Now, let me also add, I forgot to mention this when I was talking about Colin. Colin came back not only fine, but he got game. He been tootsie rolling all around the world. And baby, he done picked up a thing or two because the ladies is definitely feeling him. They dropping handkerchiefs, doing a band and snap, laughing. He kissing hands like, ooh, girl, you thicker than a snicker in an ice storm. Baby, all them curves, no brakes. Like, he's coming with straight Machiavelli, okay? And the hoes love it. They love it. So they all meet up. Francesca is debuted. He ends up running into Penn. And Penn is like, yeah, a lot of things changed since you've been gone. He's like, oh, like, what's up with Cressida and Eloise being ace boons? And she was like you said, things have changed. You've been gone, whatever. And she tootsie rolls off because, baby, don't act like we forgot. You sat up there and told your homeboys just cackling full chest that you would never, ever mess with a big girl such as Penelope. Literally, you said that. You was like, first of all, it would never be her. It would never be her. And it hurt her feelings. You don't know that she overheard it, but it hurt her feelings. And she was like, I ain't forgot. Penelope is just tired of everybody. Penelope, because she is a thicker girl, Okay, as a thicker girl myself, as you see, I can understand and I can attest. Like, you are literally the lover and the secretary working every day of the week. People want to come to you with all of their, therapy questions and problems. You sit up there, got a mama titty and woo 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 everybody. And when it comes to like, hey, but I would like a little somebody. No, not you. You good enough for everything else. It's very much given like the plus size Cinderella story. And it was even worse because at least Cinderella, she got her man at the end. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting too personal. Let's talk about this. Cause it makes you feel away. Like people get real tired of that. Between her mama and her sisters, giving her the flux of like, oh, Pen, I'm so glad you're gonna always be here because you ain't gonna ever get no man. To her trying to figure out like, I don't want to live with my sisters either because one is dumb, one is me. She's like, it's time for me to get a man. She went to that Modis. She said, baby, I need you to wrap me an old nasty piece of green gown for this ball that Lady Danbury is having. Oh, I keep forgetting. I'll have to look. Anyway, we'll get to that towards the end. Anyway, they go to this ball. She's like changing up her look, changed up her hair. She's like, I'm no longer wearing yellow. Like, we're definitely going to be wrapped in something green with envy because all you hoes finna envy me. And so she walks in with her family, and the sister's like, oh, everyone's staring at us. What is it for? And they husbands, which, I mean, of course you gas show. Like, oh, baby, they looking at you because you so fine. And they turn around like, no, they're looking at Pen because she came in a bodycon dress for the times and with an old bust down middle part. Like, an old nasty bust down middle part. Giving you hoes what you've been desiring. She's drawing attention, right? So she ends up having a conversation with Francesca. Francesca speaking to Pen, and she's like, the dudes that's approaching me, like, I was expecting a conversation. And she had a conversation with her mom earlier, like, what you have, what Anthony has, what Daphne has is just, or had, whatever. What her mother had, let me preface that. And what Anthony and Daphne have is different. Like, marrying for love don't really be happening like that for real for everybody. And I don't know if I necessarily want to feel butterflies. It was a whole thing. So anyway, they at the ball. She's talking to Pen, and Pen is like, girl, I hear you, but at least you get attention because some of us don't. Okay. So as she was saying that, a male suitor walked up to Francesca and was asking her to dance. So Francesca was like, okay. And then before she left, she was like, girl, get up off the wall, because how you expect somebody to see you if you're on the wall? So Pen was like, all right, bet. So Pen goes over. She had got her a little sorbet, a little piece of ice cream or whatever, gave her a brain freeze. The Lord, oh, what is his name? Child, give me a moment. Lord Debling, that is his name. Lord Debling comes. And he's like spitting real nice game. He tall, got blonde hair, nice sturdy man, honey. Like he just be chopping wood and stuff. So he comes, was like, hey, like, how you doing? Did you get a brain for like you good? And she's talking to him. Mind you, Penelope has no game. Penelope, because she has been overlooked and in the shadows, and being a wallflower for so long, she really doesn't know how to, have conversations with men in a flirtatious type of way. You did. So he's spitting some game at Pen, and Pen is just kind of like, hey, whatever. And Cressida sees that. Now Sourpuss sees it, and she's like, we gonna break this thing up. Think of old girl in Save the Last Dance when she was like, watch me squash that shit. I can do it with your ass into it. You can do it with your back into it. I can do it with your ass into it. With your back into it. Y'all remember that? I remember that scene. She said, baby, that was my scene because she thought she ate that up. Hindsight, she really didn't, but it was the audacity. Anyway, let's stay on topic. So Cressida was like, let me step on this hem. Whoops. Oh, you ripped your hem. And so the dude was like, I'm going to go get a maid to sew you up or whatever. And Cressida, oh, nasty self, going to talk about some, well, maybe if the fabric wasn't so cheap, it wouldn't have torn. Beautiful gowns, lovely gowns. Like, Cressida, she's a piece of work. So Pen leaves. She's upset. Colin sees her leave. And so Colin, it was talking to some like dudes or whatever. And he was like, she looks upset. And they like, anyway, what? Because I ain't really paying her no mind. What went on with these travels, this, that, and the third? So he's like, excuse me, I got to go check on my friend. So he goes, And so she's like fuming. She's in her chest because she's like, every time I try to do a little razzle dazzle, do my big one, y'all be playing with me. He's like, hey, so you need a chaperone because you. She was like, Spencers don't need chaperones, and he was like, you ain't no Spencer. And she was like, well, I've been single since my debut, and it's going on the third year. What do you think that is? And so finally, she's like, look, I heard what you and your homeboys was talking about when you sat up there and told them ninjas that you would never, ever, ever, ever be with me because I was big. And I don't like that. Like, you're not about to sit up here and act like you're my ace and you talking about me like this. And so he was like, because at first he was like, I mean, I've been writing you, you didn't write me back, but if you need me to tell you that I missed you, then yeah, I missed you. I ain't gonna make this about me. I ain't gonna make this about me. So anyway, she felt the way, let him know what it was, and then left. So then he comes like the next day. Excuse me, I have allergies. He comes the next day and was like, look, I'm sorry, this, that, or the third. Like, it wasn't like that. I value you. Like, you are so smart. You are so caring and warm and all of the things that ninjas say when they're trying to get back in your good graces. So she basically was like, I'm trying to find a husband. And he was like, oh, I'll help you. I'll give you lessons. Charm can be learned. I've been all over the world. Like, I know how to do this. Think Taming of the Shrew. Okay. I think along those lines, but not so much, but just trying to help her build her confidence and learn how to talk to these men. So they was like, okay, we're going to choose to do this. Now, sidebar, oh, I forgot the couple's name. I have to find them. But he was the boxer turned like bar owner, lounge owner, and his wife and their children. Anyway, I have to find their name, so forgive me. His wife's aunt dies. She didn't have a son. The other family didn't have any male heirs. So everything goes to their son. And I think he's a baron now, the son. So baby, they done came on up like George and Weezy out of nowhere. So I'm happy about that. I love seeing people get their just desserts in a good way. Especially us. What else happened? Little sidebar. Oh, Cressida and Eloise have a conversation because Eloise checked her like, I know me and old girl ain't friends, but like you didn't have to do that to her because Eloise saw what Cressida did at the ball when she stepped on her gown and was like, and it's cheap. So Cressida was like, yeah, I could have did a little bit better. And I could be a better person. Because Eloise was like, your personality is rough. That's why you ain't got no man. Like, you too rough. So they talk. Now, let me go back a little bit. After Penelope left Colin, after the ball, she goes to write her next newsletter. Remember, she's Lady Whistledown. So she was kind of, spilling a little bit of tea. Now, mind you, Colin doesn't know that she's Lady Whistledown. They have already made their truce. And she had already said what she said in that newsletter. Basically was like, Colin came back brand new. He don't really even know who he is. Is this all an act? Do he even know who he is? Da 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 da. And so when Colin read that, he was like, I don't care what she says about me, but I did not like how she did you and how she did who else? That other lady that he had liked a lot. The black girl that he was trying to be with but wasn't gonna be with. So, because she was already pregnant, like season 1. So he was like, if I ever find out who that is, I'm gonna ruin her life. And so Eloise was like, do you have any idea who it might be? He was like, no, but once I find out, it's up for her. Like, he was not for like all of the foolery. Now, another little tidbit is that somebody from, I don't know, I want to say the tax office, lawyer's office, somebody came and talked to Penelope, and her sister's mom was like, something in the buttermilk ain't clean about this little agreement that as long as somebody come up with a male heir, all of this stay in the family. If I find out you done forged some stuff, it's up for you too. I thought that was funny because I feel like she did something a little extra. She probably did, and I missed it in the last season. But it's getting good. Like, it's already good. All right, y'all. That's all I got for episode 1. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite parts were, what you're looking forward to in episode 2 of season 3 of Bridgerton. Any little tidbits and bops that you want to talk about, drop it in the comment section, baby. I reads it, okay? We're going to definitely do episode 2. And I know that this is fresh, so I'm giving people time to watch it. But we're definitely doing a recap for every episode. I'm super excited, and I hate that we have to do portion control and wait for next month for the other half, but this shall be delicious nonetheless. Don't forget to follow me, okay? Follow me on the thing in my thing, okay? Tootsie Roll to the sneaky link in my bio. Follow me on all platforms because I want to see y'all. I love y'all for real, real bad. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and comment for more content. And as always, I'm Hershey Sunday, and I'm back with the scoop. Peace.